East Ridge right here. We're in the middle of having our conversation about last year. They had finished the season guns a-blazing, and then the last game of the season was an overtime loss. And me and Coach were just saying how is that a motivator for you guys coming into this new season?
Yeah, I think anytime you start a new season, you're going to look back on what you did wrong the year before and try and get those things fixed. And I don't know that we've spent a ton of time thinking about last year. I think we just trying to put that stuff behind us, but obviously use the examples that are necessary to motivate ourselves to get better. But we're moving forward as a new group, and these guys are hungry to go out and set a new stage.
And one of the things I like to ask coaches is buy-in. With the term buy-in, you hear every coach has a different definition of buy-in. What's your definition of it?
To me, being bought in is just coming up, showing up every day, ready to work. And it's just no excuses, and you're not finding excuses to miss workouts. You're finding excuses to be there. And that's really the kind of culture that we try to develop, and our kids are really bought in right now with that. And we've had a great off season, and we're excited for August 24th.
And obviously you had these two players right here. It was something in your mind that said, I need to bring them to high school football media days. Can you tell me about these players?
Yeah, this is Robbie Sanders and Tyshon Tunnell, and these guys they never miss. I can close my eyes, I can leave practice, and they would carry on and pick up the slack, and they're like having coaches on the field, and I just trust them. I trust them fully, and I know they're going to lead our team this year, and I'm excited to sit back and watch them play, and just two of our best players, but they're also two of our best people, so super excited.
And they're returners.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Robbie took over about halfway through the season last year at quarterback, moved from just being an athlete to quarterback, and Tyshon's going to be a two-way guy for us this year, transitioning from not just playing receiver but also playing some safety and linebacker for us.
And you guys are kicking off the season against who this season?
In the first week,
yes.
Week one.
Week one.
We got Mount Dora on the road, week one.
And that's going to be a fun game right there.
County game.
Yeah. Wishing you guys the best of luck this season, man. East Ridge hanging out for high school football media.
What you were doing before wasn't good, so we haven't changed a whole lot. It's just trying to groom some of our younger guys. We were young last year. We're kind of young again this year. But I feel like we have a little more depth this year, and I feel like we're better up front. So those are going to be two big factors for us.
Bring your quarterback back. That's nice.
Yeah, that's always huge. He was a sophomore last year and was just kind of learning how to play quarterback at the varsity level. He had transitioned from being an athlete and kind of moving him all over the field to touching the ball every play, which helped us. It's slowed things down offensively a little bit for us and gave us some consistency, and we stopped turning the ball over. That was a big factor.
All right, Tyshon, you guys started off the year a little bit slow last year, but you finished strong. You win 3 of your last 5. Your final game of the year, you take Southlake into overtime. What do you take from that experience and the way you guys were able to finish that season?
I think just the game as a whole, it really showed what our team is about. We're not going to give up and we're not going to quit just because the game gets hard. We're really going to fight and finish through all 4 quarters with everything we got.
Robbie, you heard Coach talk about this progression as a quarterback. What steps have you taken?
Just listening, try to get better, learn from mistakes, don't make the same mistakes twice, and getting better from every.
You didn't make a lot of mistakes. Only 1 interception all of last year, at least that we saw on the stats there. What's the key to keeping that number low?
Just being smart with the ball. Don't make smart. No.
East Ridge has one of the more fun stadiums to go into with the hills
the
and
dungeon.
everything. Is that fun for you guys?
Oh, for sure. It's definitely an experience, especially me being an upcoming senior. It's just something that you can't match anywhere else.
How about coaching in that?
We love it, man. We take a lot of pride in the dungeon. We got the live DJ in front of the student section. We got the 30-foot tunnel with the 30-foot night and the smoke and the fireworks. We love it, man. We try to make an event. We try to make it something that the community wants to bring their kids out to and have a good time. It's a relatively still one of the cheaper things you can do on a Friday night around here. So, but we love it. Our community's been really supporting us. We've had by far the most sponsors.
Smart kid,
the work
blue
ethic
collar,
of
he
everyone
comes in and he
changed.
works his butt off every day.
Everyone
How about him?
And then, I can't think of a
program, so that was the only difference.
If you had to point to one game last year, one moment that was the real turnaround for the team, what would it be?
Probably right after the Lake Mineola game. We had a talk about buying into the program, and either if you wanted to be there or didn't want to be there, and after that, whoever didn't want to be there left, and whoever did stayed, and that was the flip.
8 touchdown passes, 1 interception. Are you looking to improve upon that? You only had the half of the year as you went in towards the half. Now you got a full year. Are you looking to double those numbers?
Yes, sir. I'm planning as many as I can, whatever can help the team.
Are you guys in a position to improve on that 3-7, or do you just have a little more work to do?
Yeah, we look a lot better. After our spring game, we definitely over 500. I don't know exactly what we're going to be, but we're going to be a lot better than last year. So just plan to win games this year, do what we can as a team.
All right, Robbie, we're looking forward to that. To my right here, we've got Tyshon Tunnell. Tyshon, take us back to last year. This guy goes in a quarterback halfway. You turn your season around a little bit. What are some of those lessons you learned? Because it was really a tale of two halves. What were some of the lessons you learned in that first half that you applied to the second half that you're looking forward to applying so far this year in 2019?
Well, in the first half of the year, I feel like our team was really like far apart, and it wasn't like a family environment. We were turning the ball over a lot, weren't really like coming together as a group. And then halfway through, things changed. Like we pull out both of our starting quarterbacks, a new kid that's always played receiver for us. So Robbie coming up to quarterback, it kind of just showed everyone that we needed to tighten up and kind of turn things around.
Well, I'll tell you what, is there anybody on this schedule that you guys have coming up that you're looking forward to playing?
I mean, all of our games, we kind of try to look towards the same. We're going to do our thing no matter who we play, but I'm actually excited to play St. Mary's Rikins out of Maryland because it's out of state, stand up for Florida, and just represent.
Yeah, that's awesome. When's that game coming up?
Oh,
a couple weeks?
I think we have a week 3.
Week 3?
Yeah.
I mean, how do you prepare for that? It's an out-of-state team. They're not local. You don't know it. But you want to represent Florida. You know, how do you mentally prepare for that when there's not a lot of tape for all that stuff? You don't really know a lot of the guys. You can read and do your research, but how are you mentally? Is that something that's new to you and unique, and you think it's going to help you move forward in your career?
We just kind of try to prepare for it like every other game.